Hey, Mitch, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us. I know that in March, we've got some big events that you've been working on that are coming up out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Start us off. Tell us what's going on in March. Tell the folks know at home.
So first of all, thanks so much for having me back. BJ from Board Game Gumbo always jokes that I'm the founder of Beans and Dice. That is not true. I just kind of used to be around, not so much lately. Kind of after COVID times, I got busy doing theater again. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on to chat a little bit about SOBO. That's the Southern Board Game Festival. It is Louisiana's only board game festival. I think the closest one, like last year, they started one in Houston, but probably within at least of a 4-hour drive in Southern Louisiana. It's the only board gaming festival. I don't believe there's any in Mississippi. So that's why we're Southern. We're not just Louisiana. And this year I have the honor, the responsibility, whatever you want to call it, of being the director of the board game festival. Like it or not, that's who I am. So we're a relatively small festival, 200 to 300 attendees, but we have lots of fun stuff that goes on. We have guided playthroughs. We have a ton of play to win games that publishers donate to us. We have our Go Pub, which is like our unpub area where we have a lot of designers play testing their games. We have a hot games area with games set up. We're also going to be doing some tournaments this year, a board game design jam sponsored by Panda Manufacturing. Our buddy Jay Bell works for them, and they're sending over some stuff. We're also going to be doing a live, a human-sized version of Hot Streak this year that actually hasn't been announced yet. So there's the scoop on that. We're still figuring out the details, but lots of fun stuff going on this year. Yeah.
We didn't have to sign any NDAs for that, right?
I'll hit you with it afterwards.
Okay.
Later.
And you folks at home, by watching this episode, you're agreeing to not disclose that there will be a human-size Hot Streak game at SOBO.
All 15.
If you're not familiar with Hot Streak is a hot 2025 title, one of my faves, where you are a degenerate gambler who no longer gambles on normal stuff because that's how low you've gotten. You are now gambling on mascots who are.
Man, you're really setting the theme here
events.
Strong. You're a degenerate. This is a fun
that's what it says.
Life has hit you hard.
Yeah.
Life has hit you hard. You can't even do horse racing no more. Yeah. DraftKings blocked you. Right? You can't gamble anywhere else where normal people are gambling. So you go and watch mascots race and then gamble on that. Are we actually going to have? I'm sorry, I'm going to stick in on this one a little bit. Are we going to have like actual mascot style costumes?
So I don't know. We don't have all the details hammered down just
still in
yet.
The words. Come on, calm down.
But yeah, so we're going to have people who are the mascots. It may just be an accessory like the hat or something. In a perfect world, yes, we would have the full costume. I don't for sure know if that's happening. But yeah, so if you're watching or listening and you don't know what Hot Streak is, the interesting thing is not the betting. That, we've seen games like that before. But it's the kooky things these mascots can do. I don't know if they're drunk or what, but they can fall over, run off the side of the course, turn around and go the wrong way. It is a super light game, but it's so much fun. This is a game I can play with the whole family. It's a game that my wife loved. I've almost convinced her to come to SOBO just to take part in this event because she loves Hot Streak so much.
So basically, you're trying to get your wife to be one of the costume,
she would love it, but I would be so embarrassed because she goes crazy. Every time we play this game, she puts on the William Tell Overture. She's like, go, 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 no, boo. She's cheering. Whenever her mascot turns around and runs the wrong way, she starts screaming. It's just a fun all-around game to take part in. And so some of our buddies went to BGGCon in Dallas this last year, and we're kind of stealing this idea from them. They had a live game of it. Unfortunately, none of our buddies actually attended it, so we don't know the details of how it ran. But we're thinking of, kind of having ballots rather than just the little betting cards so that more people can participate and make it a big con game. And I think it'll be a lot of fun.
The back of the rule book shows you how to do 9+ players, and it is exactly that. You're writing down what you're betting on instead of actually drafting tickets. So you're just going to write, they're going to be like tickets or bets that you can place, and you just write down on your piece of paper who you're betting on, and that's how you do it. So go to the back of the rule book. It shows you how to do that.
Perfect.
We had a quick comment. So Ace looks like Ace and Deuce logged in here today and said, I haven't been in a while, but I love checking out and finding new games to play. And then right as he made the comment with that person, they made the comment. We started talking about Hot Streak, and he was like, this sounds fun. This looks fun. I got to play this. Although we do have
bang for your buck. He's been here, 5 minutes? He's got a new game to try
already. Yeah.
And then Aaron Clark jumped in and said, I don't know why I felt more connected to Magical Athlete over Hot Streak. I don't think I need both. I have not played Magical Athlete.
I have not either. Yep.
I haven't either, but that's a debate we've had in planning for SOBO. So we have a hot games area where we're going to have, the hottest games of the last year or so set up, kind of a buffet style. You can walk up and just play them like you see some bigger cons. And we have Magical Athlete in there. And so we didn't want to have both of them there because they kind of occupy a similar space. And so, yeah, one will be in Hot Games, one will be the live human-sized game. So you can experience both if you end up coming to the con.
I'll look forward to that.
Athletes with some photos of that. So this is
I
one
have
that
not
Tom
played Magical
Bassel has-
Athlete yet.
Tom
No, I think
Bassel
I
has
just
talked
have,
about
yeah.
this one for years.
Oh, yeah.
But
The graphic design is, I know it's supposed to be that way, but something about it, for me, just personally, it just kind of turns my stomach a little bit. You know, it's like, it's purposely kind of grotesque. Or
it's
maybe
like that
grotesque, not the right word,
1970s cartoon look.
Yeah.
Right. It looks like the
PBS
Hanna-Barbera
style cartoon,
Yeah.
like a
Oh, yeah.
1970s.
There
Yeah,
you
like
go.
the what's it the
Oh,
I'm trying to think of some of the 70s stuff. I know that I only ever think of the black and white one, the British one with the kid and the drawings, the chalk drawings.
No, but schoolhouse
House
rock, right?
Yeah,
Well, that's rock.
yeah.
Like
That's what I
that
was
kind of a
thinking, there you
style of hand drawn
Yep.
cartoon.
Exactly.
Looks
I get-
terrible.
I guess
That's why
is
Hot
on-
Streak is better.
I guess Hot
Oh,
Streak's on tabletop.
It's on
Sim.
Tabletop Sim. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
He's going to talk his friends into it tonight. That's great. I love that.
There you go.
Wait, Hot Streak is on Tabletop Simulator? Okay, I'm sorry. I was
Apparently.
thinking BGA. I was thinking BGA.
Yeah. BGA would be good, but yeah.
Maybe.
So how
Sweet.
many years is this for Sobo?
So this is the 6th. It should have been the 7th, but obviously the COVID year, things kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
this is the 6th year of Sobo. Still going strong. Next year, so you guys came down a couple times. Rob and Rob came twice. Carlos came once.
Right.
Dan came both times. Right.
Yep.
So appreciate the support. Whenever you guys came, we were at a different venue. We were at a university. We had a nice ballroom we were in. Unfortunately, their prices kept going up and the limitations on us kept going down. So we've been in the new venue the last couple years, but we've been growing. So starting next year, we are going to be in a new venue. I don't think we can say what that is yet, but it's large enough for us to continue growing, bigger than the venue we're in this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Every year we have exceeded the number of badges we sold the previous year, and so that's all we can hope for.
What's the average attendance, or what's the attendance like?
So we stay between 200 and 300. I don't know exact numbers off the top of my head, but with this new venue, we can easily, eventually get to 500, which I know that's not going to happen in a year, but that we can keep growing a little bit over year, and then eventually get to that number. So SOBO benefits New Hope, which is a nonprofit in our community that gives like tutoring and counseling and just after school help to underprivileged kids in the inner city. In
John,
Lafayette.
right?
Right. John is the CEO founder of New Hope. He's the one who started SOBO. And so, he's still the guy that writes the checks and all that. But in terms of the event itself, that I'm kind of taking a lot of responsibility off his back so he can focus on the New Hope side. But at first, he didn't want it. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. It wasn't about growing. It was just about having this annual fundraiser to fund what they needed for New Hope. And, it's still that's still the central tenet and why we do it. But the goal is now to, also we have people that are coming and enjoying it and telling their friends, and we don't want it to get overcrowded. So the goal is, yes, keep doing what we're doing, but why not grow it? Then it's more money we're raising for New Hope. All the proceeds go to New Hope. We have auctions that we have these big board game packages that publishers have graciously donated that raise hundreds, or I think last year, maybe even the thousands of dollars, that again, go straight to New Hope. So we like to be able to tout that. That's a pretty good thing. It's not like it's going in our pockets or anything. It's going straight back to the nonprofit and doing good work.
I think one of the memories that stands out for me is what normally happens to me at a con. I play a game. I like said game. I order said game so that it'll be at my doorstep when I get home. Before I left the con, said game was awarded to me in the play and take, which is something that SOBO does. Is if you play certain games under from the library, they put you into a raffle, and you may be able to take these games home. Are we continuing that model?
Absolutely. And it's growing year over year. I feel like I'm in a business meeting. I keep saying year over year, but the play to win program, which is, Jamie Stegmeyer is a huge champion of this, and he really suggests other publishers do this as well. It's usually for smaller conventions because bigger conventions, they have sponsors, and you kind of, when you buy your badge, you get a game, right? But the way this works is, so publishers send us games. We put those on a table and say, hey, all you have to do is play this game, and you might go home with it. So it's getting a bunch of free advertising for the publishers at the convention, and then the people who don't win it go home wanting to buy it, and it gets people wanting to come to the convention. So we usually have about 30 different games each day of the con. So for a total of 50, 60 games that we can give away. And some of them are like big titles. Jamie already sent us Origin Story, Rolling Realms Redux, and Euphoria from Stonemeyer. We had Formaggio that was sent to us. They they were giving it for our library so we could have it every year, but we already have a copy, so we're gonna play to win that copy. Lots of great games coming in. We haven't announced them all yet, but yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of SOBO as well. I remember my first year attending SOBO, same situation. I played a game and I went home with it. I was like, this is awesome. Who wouldn't like this?
Carlos, how can you not say one of your fondest memories, or your fondest memory is playing Ark Nova over 2 days?
I still say that when anyone talks about Ark Nova being a great game, I'm saying it's too long. It took us 2 days to play that game.
You guys and Jeremy were in that corner like the entire convention.
Oh, we were. Yeah. That was a long one. It was 6 hours probably ish. Yeah, that was a long one.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Ark Nova either.
I do want to say on the play and take, my story does end off in a good way. I know I bought the game that I played, and then I won said game that I played, but I was able to trade that game with someone else at SOBO who won a different game. So I walked home with 2 games. I had the one I played in pot, as well as the one that I got traded. So
yeah, we went and played that Chili's that night. It was that roll and ride.
Oh yeah,
that was the night that Rob threw his beer at the waitress.
Yeah, I didn't touch that beer.
So I have another comment from Ace and Deuce. The entire concept of play and take has me harder than granite. But
what time is it?
I know.
Yeah, it's a little early for those comments. But.
A little early for that comment.
I don't know what time zone Ace and Deuce is in, but Ace is already
he's in Greenland
after hours.
Not to be topical, but you know.
Yeah. We have the local convention here in Tampa. That's the smaller one. Necronomicon has it too. They usually end up getting 20 or 30 play and take games.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys handle it? So, I think I've asked this before, but I forget. Is like, one issue that the Necronomicon had was a year where a bunch of people would check out a game, have their name registered, and then just turn it back in without actually playing it. Like, do you guys police that at all, as far as like people that actually played the game, or not just trying to win it by like checking out 30 different games?
Yeah, so we've had conversations about this, and for the most part, we want to assume that people are doing it for the right reasons. Have we had a couple people that abused it? Yes. And we do try to police that and look at checkout times. And Carlos abused it? Oh, no. That's how he won it. But we do try to police it. If you had it for 2 seconds, we kind of know. Or some people have tried to do the opposite, like just check it out for the whole day and never return it, so they're the only name in the pot.
Yeah.
After a certain amount of time, we could see how long it's been checked out. We can go hunt it down. It's a small enough convention that we can look around.
I never thought of.
Yeah. Only one name.
Oh no, I'm giving people ideas.
That's kind of what Necro they did. Is they you can only check out one game at a time, and they have like little barcodes on the game, so they scan it, and then if you return it within 10 minutes or 20 minutes, your registration doesn't count. You have to check it out for at least the 30-minute time period or something like that.
Yeah, we do the same. Everybody who wants so usually only one person checks a game out of the library, but you come up with your whole group that's playing it. We scan all your badges, so you're all tied to that game. So that's how it works.
Nice.
Now I'm going back off of my experiences at SOBO. So and that's part of what I love talking about SOBO is I really enjoyed my time there because of the way they ran that con, and I'm hoping that other folks that join in now in 2026 are going to be able to have those same experiences. One of my biggest experiences was for me, here are the ones that I had the best. The prototype, right? So being able to play a game from a designer who was playtesting. I think we did the Hurricane game, Rob.
Yeah, I played that with you.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We had a blast there. And then secondly, the other thing that I super enjoyed was the teach, right? So there was a game of Ankh. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So we played a game of Ankh, and it was fully taught. I didn't have to learn a thing or watch a video. I was not only instructed on the rules, but also given some strategy tips throughout the game. The teacher was a jerk, but did a great job of teaching it. I think it was Mitch.
Might have been.
We had a great time playing it. Are you guys continuing the prototypes as well as the teach and plays? Tell us about those. Absolutely.
So guided playthroughs, we actually just announced our final list today. We pushed it out on our TTE and on our socials. The thing that we love about our guided playthroughs that's different from a lot of other conventions is, first of all, it is a full playthrough. A lot of these conventions you go and you get to do a round or two, and you kind of get a taste of the game, but you don't really know, the long version of it. So it is a full guided playthrough. I mean, unless it goes a crazy long amount of time and people have a ton of AP, within reason. And the other thing, it is guided. It's not just a teach. It's not just, I'm going to teach you, and now I'm going to teach this, and I'm watching 50 different plays of this game. It's one teacher dedicated to the game. So if you have questions or you need strategy tips along the way, that's how we like to differentiate that, as opposed to demos at a bigger con. And that's why we don't call it a demo. We call it a guided playthrough, because that kind of exactly encapsulates what we want. In terms of our GoPub or our Unpub area, yes, we absolutely still have that. we have some awesome success stories of people who have play tested at SOBO, even though it's a small convention. The great thing about that is, like you said, Carlos, the designers are there and they're available and they're able to get a lot of feedback. And we even we encourage people to give them feedback by entering them into a drawing. Listen, everything you do at SOBO, you can win something. We have so much publisher support. So you give feedback to a designer, your name goes into a pot, and you potentially win a big prize package. And so just to name drop a couple, Playground Empires is a game that was play tested at the Southern Board Game Festival by a local guy, Sterling. And it was actually picked up by Hootsuite Games, which is the same guy that Woody, you guys met him. He has that Hurricane game. This is a significant publisher. The Martin Wallace game, Chaos Cove, that's Hootsuite Games. We have a guy local to here did the graphic design on that game, and we had it at SOBO even before it was released. As well as you guys
there.
You play Chaos Cove? You did
two years ago. Yeah, I played it with the designers. Yep,
I do remember that. Yeah, you and Dan. Yeah. And then we also have Coalition, which Josh has been on you guys' show, a good friend of ours that has this big kind of social deduction-ish, but more like a big-time strategy game that just went to crowdfunding last year, and it fulfilled, and it's supposed to be delivered. Sorry, not fulfilled. It funded, and it'll be fulfilling this year. So we have some awesome success stories out of, for a small convention for our Unpub area. And so we want to keep pushing that forward. This year, we're actually going to be introducing both designer and player awards. They can vote for the different games so that whenever they do go to crowdfunding, they have this prestige behind them saying like, hey, we played this at a convention. It was voted the best design. So, it just kind of just gives them a little bit more of a push forward and hopefully being successful whenever they go to make the game a reality.
Sweet.
That's pretty cool.
And I think my most favorite part was how much time you had to walk me around and introduce me to things like Boudin balls and some Abita, right? But it sounds like you're going to be a much busier guy. What's changed with your role?
So, 1 year I went to SOBO and I was just an attendee. And then the next year they had me teaching a guided playthrough. And then the next year I was in charge of all the guided playthroughs. And then last year I was actually, I could barely make it SOBO at all. I had a show I was directing. And so I was just an attendee, but I was only there for a few hours and kind of stepping back a little bit. And they were like, hey, you know how you didn't do anything this year? You want to do the exact opposite next year and do everything? But no, realistically, John's idea, John's the big boss, the real guy in charge. He feels like the guy who's in charge shouldn't have anything nailing him down to a certain area at the convention in case, there's a fire to put out. So actually, once the con starts, I don't have a ton that I'm slated. I got to do this, got to do this. My goal is just to walk around, fix any problems and, teach some games if people are looking for a teacher, fraternize with the masses, which I already tried to do, but that was a little bit harder whenever I was like having to make sure all the playthroughs were happening at the right time or actually be teaching games. So I'm looking forward to a little bit more freedom that way. I will say, as someone running a convention though, very, very little time for actual board gaming, even in past years whenever I had a lesser role, but that's all right. I can board game anytime. I enjoy, the facilitating aspect of it for the attendees.
Well, as we come to the bottom of the hour, before we open up the phone lines, because I'm going to cut out this video as a separate segment on its own, tell the folks at home how they can find out more about Southern Board Game Fest, where they can get tickets and the dates, all the deets.
Yes, sir. So southerngamefest.com is our website. It has a link to our tabletop events page where you can get your badges and register for the con itself. We are running March 20th through 22nd of 2026. So we're starting on Friday night. In past years, it was just a Saturday, Sunday. We always get in the day before to set up, and kind of the volunteers would hang around in game. But we said this year, we're already going to be going there to set up. Why not open up to everybody? So we'll have an extra half a day of the convention for the same price as always. So, and we're looking to next year, maybe making that more of a full day thing. Like I said, we're always trying to grow. So 3-day convention this year, one badge will get you in all 3 days.
I'm excited. Who's going?
Throw up in the comments, throw up in the chats. Talk about if you're picking up your ticket. If you're going, you can join our Discord. You can, I think Wayne can set up a channel specifically for Southern Board Game Fest. For those of you that are beans and dicers that are going to go mingle with our Red Bean friends out of Louisiana.
We can meet up there.
Talk in the Discord.
You're going to go, Rob?
I'm about 90% sure that I'm going to be there.
Sweet. Yep. I didn't realize that. Hey, if you're going to get your badge, try to get it this weekend because on Monday we're doing a drawing for that Flat Out Games bundle.
Oh, okay.
Point Galaxy, Knitting Circle, and Propolis that they sent to us. We're going to be giving away randomly to one badge holder.
So get your badges in early, folks. Get online.
Don't forget SOBO. Hit them with the website, Mitch.
SouthernGameFest.com, March 20th through 22nd. Hope to see you there.
Get
Just
your
posted
tickets
Mitch.
this week for your chance to win
That flat out bundle: Point Galaxy, Propolis, and Knitting Circle.